then, golf video. So this is pretty much the first time that the car's come out of the trailer since we went racing. So if you watch that video, it got some proper hammer, and on that day we were pretty lucky with what ended up happening. We broke a shock and the red flag and all that stuff. But anyway, forgetting about that, that'll take up too much of this video. We've ripped it off. We were having loads of trouble with the engine. It just didn't want to rev, so we think we've got a lifter problem or an oil into the head problem, something like that. It's like the valves weren't opening properly. And we're losing coolant as well. At the end of every pit stop, we had to put a bit in, and yeah, it weren't good. But we knew that were happening anyway. That was after Scott pulled the radiator hose off at Croft. I think he hurt the engine, and that's that. So we've got, what day is it today? Thursday, dinner time. So we've got from now until Monday night to get an engine in this, the shock sorted out, and get all the alignment done, all the checks, everything, to take it for a shakedown at Blyton. So possible, yes. How we're going to do it, we'll see. So the engine is out, pretty much what we expected. It's a bit grubby under the engine bay, a bit of coolant getting blown around there, so that one's cleaning up at some point. Brake ducts as usual, always damaged. I don't think we've really found anything externally that's a problem at the minute, nothing much that's going to get changed. But this is the old one. We need to rip the rocker cover off and have a look what we're happening in the valve train and decide if we put the cams out of that into that. I don't think we're gonna, but we'll see. But then this is all pretty much ready to go. We just put the flywheel on, a few other little bits and pieces to put on it, then the gearbox can go back on and get it fired in. We are going to change the turbo for a new one as well, but we'll see how that goes before we go on about that. Yeah, he's not done too bad. This is like 3 hours work, 4 hours work, maybe to get it out, get it stripped and start getting it ready. Hopefully by end of play tomorrow, this and all this crap is all bolted back up, cleaned up, bolted back up and ready to rock. But we shall see, because we haven't really got much more time after tomorrow to be playing. It wants to be alignment and ready to go on this after that, so we'll see. So the Golf, we'll have a look at what state that's in at the minute, but we're just have a working day into it now, so we're not doing too bad. This is the old engine, so we reckon we'd hurt this one. You can see all this is dark, which means it's sooty. It's been leaking between the cylinders and blowing gas, exhaust gas, into the waterway, so that's why it was blowing coolant out. So is what it is. We're just going to scrap this block, scrap this head, take off all the other bits that we need. The crank can come out of it. The rods, maybe. Pistons, we'll just bin them because it's been hot. Definitely been hot. Water pump, stuff like that, fuel pump, that'll be fine. So we'll build another engine, which we've got another engine coming. Well, Steph at SRS has got one, so we'll do that. It's not that one, even though that's the same one. Anyway, all this stuff, all fine. We did find a problem with the cams. We've had a couple do this now. I believe these are still original cams. I don't think these are upgraded ones, but you can just see it on that one there. This is what sort of centralised it in the head. That's walked across, and then the lift has been running on that. So that is probably one of the problems we've been having. The other problem we found as well, I'm not sure if you've got a picture of it or whatever, I don't know where injectors are, but 2 of the injector seals had gone. So that was probably the misfire type issue we had when we revved it last time. So that's that. Anyway, onto the car itself. We've still got the front shock still needs fitting at that side, the broken one. So we're going to sort that out next. But the engine's all in, done. Got all the rubber out of the radiators and all the leaves and everything that were in there. And I believe it's not got any coolant in, but if I turn this key, it's alive! So there you go. But I think that battery wants putting on charge again. So that's that. So it's meant to be Jake's day off tomorrow. It's only 3 o'clock at minute. I think he could have this pretty much ready to go today, but he's going to stay and have a good check round everything. We'll get a nice suspension setup sheet sorted for it, get it all absolutely perfect tomorrow, and then it's ready for the dyno guys to get it on there, check everything's working, because the turbo that's on there is a little bit different to what we normally run. Obviously last year, the beginning of the year you dyno it, and then you have to just leave the engine alone, you can't do anything. So literally, even if you know you've got a major problem, because we're a bit late to last year, we knew the turbo weren't quite what we wanted it to be. So we've done a few tweaks and hopefully that'll make it better. So yeah, we'll get that sorted. And then this, in theory, should be done. So there'll be a bit of footage after this, and then maybe we'll catch up in the dyno when it's making the power, but we'll see, because we never know what power it's needing to do on our dyno versus the other dyno and stuff like that. It can be a bit of a pain. So anyway, we shall see. So while the TT is looking like it'll be getting loaded up in next hour on the trailer and we'll be ready to go, the Golf is giving a little bit of hassle, which to be expected. New engine. This engine's been built and on the shelf for all last year, and we never did anything with it, just wrapped up and just put to one side. So a couple of little issues. For some reason the actuator just decided to stop working today, which it was a brand new one, don't know why. But anyway, sorted that out. Then we've got it in here now, we've got a little bit of a diesel leak coming from this injector, which all the pipes are all tight, the leak off's not leaking, it's maybe puffing a little bit, and the rail pressure's not stable, so we think there might be an injector body problem, which we have seen it on injectors in the past when they've come from spurious sources, that the nut's not tight or it's been tightened up when the nozzle's twisted a little bit. So it could be something like that. I'm not too sure, because these, like I said, these injectors have been here. They've been in this engine at least a year, so where they come from, I'm not too sure. But yeah, we'll have to keep faffing about. I think as far as an initial start-up, get it running, we've had the usual issues that we would expect to have. So the good thing is we're at the workshop and we've still got a bit of time. Not a lot. It's dinner time now, and we've still got to load the trails up, load the truck, so get everything. And you don't really want to start putting stuff on the truck to take with you until the cars are ready to go as well, so you're sort of stuck in that. in between, but hopefully when we get the Arctic sorted, we don't care about that. It's just loaded already, but we'll see. So we'll leave them to play about with this, and then we'll actually come back and we can evaluate how much better or worse this turbo is, because yeah, we really need more power. I don't know why we've done it, but anyway, we'll see. So, quite a bit of time has passed since the last time we filmed about the Golf. We're sort of a bit in a rush, and we've never actually... I think Danny and Sarah forgot. Well, said they forgot. But yeah, we're in a bit of a tricky situation here. So, the Golf's been to Blyton and Donington for testing and been on the dyno. But as we did last year, we need two different ECUs because the 750 Motor Club have changed the power multiplier. So we can have a little bit more power than it's a 1.05 power multiplier, which means we're 5% down. Do you need to get past, Paul? Go on, just go on. It's there, it's in bin. It's in bin. So we can, 1.05 power multiplier, it was 1.10 last year. So that means, originally it meant we probably could just get away with one ECU to do the MSV and the 750 stuff. But it looks like now we can have, we're going to be at the top of the class with that, so we can probably have about 10% more power. So whether we can find it or not, I'm not too sure. But we put the 2566 turbo on there, and we've had a little bit of a play around with the tune and stuff previously, before it went on the dyno. But we didn't actually get a chance to talk about it. But anyway, this is where we are. So even though we put a bigger turbo on, this mouse is absolutely garbage. I have to point with my fingers. Even though we put a bigger turbo on, the red line is where we ended up getting a little bit more torque. And the only downside is we dropped a little bit at the top, but that we should be able to fix that in the tuning and what have you. But we're a little bit smokier than we want it to be. So this is the power that we're at the minute, 256. Last year we were at 253, but we're not quite at the top on either. But we'll just leave it for the MSV because we're always competitive with the power that we got there. But for the 750, we can get a little bit more. So I think we'll probably conclude the video here because, as you can see, Paul's messing about here. Yeah, it has properly gone wrong. We filled the car up because we're taking it testing tomorrow again. Well, it's not going testing, it's going to go do some passenger ride and stuff like that tomorrow at Blyton Park again for a Race Logic track day. We're taking the TT as well, which maybe that video's out before this one or after. I don't know, we'll see. But basically, Paul's filled it up because we're going to dyno it and then take it there tomorrow and save me messing about with drums while we're there. But then it looks like the in-tank lift pump's just decided to die while it were on the dyno. It's a bit later than we want it to be. The customer's car outside that is pretty much ready for the dyno now, so he needs to be very quick, get this sorted. But forgetting about that, as far as you're concerned, we fixed it and we're using it tomorrow on a test day and we'll be racing on Sunday. So wish us luck. But yeah, turbo were good, happy with that. It's going to give us what we need at the top end when we've played with it. Gave us a bit of a torque at the bottom. So yeah, thank you for watching. Follow us this year. We'll be sending all the links out to everybody, and hopefully this is more reliable this year because we had a few teething issues. But it needs to be as fast. It doesn't need to be any faster, basically, because it was pretty competitive. So we'll see.